You have to understand, if there's no communication between the husband and the wife, it's bound to fail. But for the ladies, you have a bigger responsibility than you know for a lot of the problems that happen. And the reason is, you're not doing such a good job in forcing your husband to learn Torah. If you did, your husband would not have time to hang out with his friends and get into trouble. You see, the Gemara says, why does a woman go to Gan Eden? For what? She doesn't go to a kollel. She doesn't write any sfarim, usually. Why should she go to Gan Eden? It says, the wife goes to Gan Eden for raising a kid with Torah and mitzvot and sending her husband to go learn Torah. Now the question is, if you're sending your husband to go learn Torah, how come he never shows up? How come you're watching all the shiur Torah, but when I ask you, what did your husband think of these shiurim? Oh no, he doesn't watch them. How come you're watching all the shiurim and he's not? Oh, I asked him, he doesn't want to. Oh, but when you wanted the diamond ring, he didn't want to, but he did somehow also, right? You found a way to get him to do it. And when you wanted the new refrigerator and a new kitchen to support this nice refrigerator, and he didn't want to, but he did it anyway, you found a way to get him to do it though. When you wanted a new house in a much more expensive neighborhood that you couldn't afford, you found a way to get him to do it. You found a way. You found a way to do it. He didn't want to. He didn't want to spend an extra $500,000 in a house. Trust me, if it was up to him, he'd live in his mother's basement. But somehow you found a way to convince your little hubby to buy you this expensive house, and to get you a nice remodeled kitchen for $150,000, and to get you a nice watch that you're never going to wear, and a diamond ring that's in a safe, and to do all these. You found a way to get him to do it. How come you didn't find a way to get him to come to the shiur? How come you didn't find a way to get him to learn Torah every day? How come you didn't find a way? Means you're not doing a good job. Because Torah is not in the same level as a refrigerator. It's not in the same level as a house. It's not at the same level as a diamond ring. And that's the mistake. The mistake is that you think that if you try once and it doesn't work, oh, I did mine. Wrong. If you don't get your husbands to start learning Torah, you yourself will suffer more than him. Why? Without Torah, it's only a matter of time before he cheats on you. Either really actually find somebody, or he'll cheat with pornography and all types of filth that's on the internet and on televisions every single day. Sometimes it's because you're the one that's showing it to him. Without Torah, Rabotai Yekarim, you're never going to have Yirat Shamayim. Without Yirat Shamayim, there's absolutely no reason to act like a Jew that is afraid to do anything that's against Hashem. Without Yirat Shamayim, a person is simply never going to understand, why should I only reserve my eyes for my wife? Why should I only think about my wife? Why should I cringe every time my friend brings his wife to the office to bring lunch? Like I have to run away because she's not my wife, and I'm like, why do I need to see her? He's never going to get to that. Actually, he'll say, where's your wife coming? She's coming today. She's bringing lunch today. She's bringing. I like your wife. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Without Yirat Shamayim, he has girlfriends, even if they're married. Why? It's normal on his head. He's not afraid of anything. Without Yirat Shamayim, it's high divorce rates. So a Bat Yisrael that wants to stay married to the same guy and not have 87 divorces has to understand, if she doesn't get her husband to learn Torah, especially to learn Musar, that's going to help him understand how to treat his wife like a princess, she's going to lose more than anybody else. Now for the guys that think that, listen, it's not a big deal according to the Torah, if the guy cheats, it's not a big deal. That's what some stupid people think. Because Torah says that if a woman cheats, the husband is forbidden to stay with her. Forbidden to stay with her. But if the guy cheats, the woman is allowed to stay with him. The wife is allowed to stay with him. So some fools who do not know anything, or perhaps they have rabbis in the UK, where over there they have different Torah, they think that that means that the guys are allowed to cheat. No, bemet, there is a keilah over there where it's a well-known story. A woman cheated on her husband, and the rabbis are the ones that got the husband to stay with the woman. Why? It looked bad for the keilah. Why? Because she cheated on the husband with a rabbi. So, now you guys remember, it was just a few days ago, we learned about Tisha B'Av, right? Remember Tisha B'Av was just a few days ago? And I told you there's like a few reasons. It's not like Lashon Hara only. There's like a few reasons of why Hashem destroyed the Beit HaMikdash. Well, there's another reason. The Prophet Malachi tells us one of the last prophecies, and tells us a prophecy that's scary, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to us, I don't want any part of you. If you act like this, I have no part of you. When you're good, I love you. But if you act like this, with these specific things, I want nothing to do with you. Well, nothing to do with you. So we would think, naturally, oh, if we act with idol worship, he doesn't want to be our God, obviously worshiping a different God. If we are, murderers and rapists, okay, so of course, who wants to be the God of a bunch of murderers and rapists? Right, logically, that's what we will think. So the first thing that the prophet says is that he rebukes the people for intermarriage. Jews marrying non-Jews. He says, you're marrying non-Jews, I want nothing to do with you. But why does he want nothing to do with us? Why is this so bad? In chapter 2, verse 14, he says the following, after he talks to us about how we intermarried with the Goyim. He says, because this is the second violation. What second violation? He says, "V'zot sheni ta'asu." This is the second crime that we did against him. In verse 13, what was the first one? He said, "You say, why is this? Look, why are we getting punished? Why did you destroy the Beit HaMikdash? Why are we getting murdered? For what? Why are you telling us that you want nothing to do with us?" HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, it's because Hashem has testified between you and the wife of your youth, whom you have betrayed, though she is your companion and the wife of your covenant. He says, I want nothing to do with you because you cheated on your wife. That's why I want nothing to do with you. A man that cheats on his wife, Rabotai Yekarim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants nothing to do with him. Don't ever think for a moment that you're allowed to cheat on your wife. Just because Allah tells you that if she still accepts you back, you're allowed to stay with her, don't think that God accepts you. She may accept you because she has some serious murder. It doesn't necessarily mean that Hashem says, oh, okay, she accepts you, no problem, go, keep doing it. A man that cheats on his wife is not only a dog, is not only a rasha, but a Kadosh Baruch Hu says, I want nothing to do with you. Why? This woman gave you a whole life. This woman sacrificed her body. This woman sacrificed her psyche. This woman did everything possible for you. You cheat on her? I want nothing to do with you. Why? A man that cheats on his wife, for sure is going to cheat on the Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's only a matter of time. But in big. Not small things. Big things. And that's why, if a woman does not send her husband to go learn Torah every single day, not once a week on Shabbat because he has nothing else to do. Every day he has to go learn Torah, or there's no food. Or he could sleep on the couch. Or whatever else you could figure out in your clever mind. Amevin Yavin, no Torah, no nothing. She doesn't do that, guess what? He's going to cheat on you. Either in reality, because some other woman is going to fall prey to him, or he's going to simply think about every woman in the world except you. And in today's world, it's very easy, just a click of a button. Just a click of a button. Many times, the marriage becomes a destructive marriage as a result of all the things that people waste their lives on their phones, with all the pornography and the filth that's everywhere. A guy goes to work, by the time he comes home, he only thinks about his co-workers. He looks at his wife, she just got out of bed, and he's imagining the co-workers looking at their best. It's a mitzvah for a woman to be zealous. For a woman to be zealous about her husband. Don't send your husband anywhere. Don't send your husband to places where all you're going to see is You have to be careful with your husband. A woman that understands she wants to keep her husband, it's good. Same thing with her husband. Don't say, honey, where are you going? Oh, you're going away for the weekend? What, to your parents? All right, I'll see you on Sunday. That's a stupid husband. That's a husband that's going to be single one day. Vacations alone, all these types of things, this is not for us. This is not for us. You have to protect each other. Why? The Satan is going to do everything possible to destroy marriage. And if a person doesn't take this into account, might as well not get married. Save the money. Save the headaches. And it's very important because today, every day, worse story than the day before. Worse story than the day before. Every day is another one. Now, a big part of all of this is because the sinner thinks with his imagination first. So he's thinking, oh, listen, my wife is home with the kids, and this girl is here, so she's never going to know. It's just going to be a one-time thing. You never think that this is going to create more damage. Before you know it, it creates more damage. That's how the sinner thinks. A tzaddik thinks with his brain, his intellect, and looks at it this way. Okay, she doesn't know because she's home with the kids. That is true. But I know. I know that I'm garbage. I know that I'm filth. I know that I'm ungrateful. I know that when she woke up in the morning a half hour before me to make me coffee just the way I like it, and I'm going to cheat on her as a result of that, that makes me just garbage. Actually, a little less, because garbage you can still use, recycle it. That's what a husband that cheats is. Don't think for a second it's any otherwise. And if you're a cheater, you have to do tshuva of being garbage. If you cheated, you have to do tshuva of being garbage. Until you do tshuva of being garbage, you're garbage. Why? Because cheating on a wife is the most ungrateful thing in the world to do. And if it's a woman, she's just zonah. A woman that cheats on her husband is simply a zonah, prostitute. Same concept. Same. Just you could exchange the words if you want. If you're offended by one but not the other, exchange. Same thing. Why? When you make somebody commit their life to you and then betray them, that is just the lowest form of humanity. And it's only a matter of time before you do it to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So unless you look at it in the most despicable way, you're bound to fail. Now if you failed until today, you can do tshuva. The point being is that in order to do tshuva, we have to view things as not just bad, as gross, as disgusting. The sin has to look to us like it's disgusting. Where do we learn it from? Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was invited to go see one of the kings of his day. And the king wanted to impress Rabbi Akiva, so he set him up at the most fancy hotel. And he sent the most beautiful prostitutes that money could afford. The next day, the prostitutes came back to the king, screaming and yelling, "Where did you send us? What kind of person is this?" He said, "What happened? What did he do to you?" He says, "Nothing, he was just vomiting the whole night. As soon as we walked into the house, he just started vomiting. He wouldn't stop vomiting. We don't know what happened, we had to leave. He just wouldn't, we thought you were going to die from vomiting so much. We never saw a person vomit so much." So he asked Rabbi Akiva, the king asked Rabbi Akiva, were they ugly to you? Was it this? He goes, why would you send me something so disgusting? Why would you? A promiscuous woman is disgusting. An immoral woman is disgusting. Same for a man. It's disgusting. Now, if you don't think that yet, you have to work on yourself to get yourself to that point. Why? So long as you don't think that an immoral, promiscuous person is disgusting, guess what? You are prone to sin horribly. You are vulnerable to sin in the most horrific way in the world. As long as you're attracted to immorality, to promiscuity, guess what? You're one step away from being disgusting. You're one step away from being filth on the floor that the Rabbi Akiva threw up. That's what you are. Now I know that most of us are either there or one step away from there. But that's what we have to get to in order to remove ourselves from this horrible thing we call reality in the sin world. We have to get ourselves, at least to aspire, to view sins as disgusting. Now maybe immorality and promiscuity takes more work to acquire, to see that as disgusting. It takes years, watching your eyes, learning a lot of Torah, takes time. We're not malachim here. I still have to tell you where to aspire to, but we're not malachim, we're not angels, we're not going to hold today, leave today, tomorrow, oh yeah, no. It's not going to work that. We're not all coming out of here angels with wings. Let's be real. It's hard to acquire this. But it's easy to acquire the understanding that cheating in a marriage, whether by man or woman, is disgusting. That's easy. Why? Because even the non-Jewish idol worshippers know it's bad. Even the secular people know it's bad. Even the people that do it know it's bad. So that is much easier to aspire to, much easier to acquire. But you're only going to acquire it if you start viewing it as something to acquire. Until now, it's like, yeah, it's not good. No. Now you have to understand, you have to acquire this in your mind. Why? The second you commit your life to another person, you have to start looking at everyone else as disgusting. Or else, you are going to be prone to sin. Now, of course, there's going to be others that are going to tell you, no, you could still look at other people, they're attractive. Okay, then you're making a sin that you say Shema Yisrael about every day. Do you not follow after your heart and after your eyes?